So Justin, tell me how you got started in the oil and gas industry.
It was actually really funny. I was at a college recruiting event at Virginia Tech, the most unlikely place to find anything related to oil, more coal than anything else. And a company that I thought was called Schlumberger was there recruiting pretty heavily. And so, of course, I walked up and said, what's a Schlumberger? And they were like, it's Schlumberger. And next thing you know, they're explaining to me helicopter rides and going offshore and going to frac jobs and things like that. I was intrigued by kind of the adventurous aspect of it, and went down to work for them as an intern and never looked back.
So talk to me about the path from those days to where you are as CEO today.
I come from a very entrepreneurial family, so I think my ultimate goal was always to be an entrepreneur. Starting in Schlumberger, I think I was 2 months in when they told me, you now have 30 reports, 2 people are retiring. And so I kind of was thrown to the wolves there, and it was, learning by doing and making a lot of mistakes. But I took my experience that I got from process with Schlumberger. Our motto was excellence in execution. I took that motto and I brought it over to a smaller energy company. It was a water company with a little energy business called Pentair. Started their global upstream water business. Long story short, a couple other jobs later, I decided I knew enough to try and go in and kind of mediate between E&Ps, investors, and inventors. There was a spotlight on water in the energy sector, and somebody had to come in and kind of herd the cats. So I started my first advisory firm, which basically was a way for me to gain more knowledge as an entrepreneur. Spun a company out of that, started a water technology company, which became an oilfield service company as shale developed, and then finally sold that in the creation of Black Buck. In my opinion, the first total water management company in the Permian in the world, really, as the market has changed. So it's been a long road of just kind of following the stages of the business. I think phase 0 was obviously corporate education. Phase 1 was market knowledge. 2 would be technology, 3 service, and then finally the infrastructure piece that we do now.
So tell me, what are some of the challenges that you face today?
Hiring. Always trying to find good people, especially people in the Permian. As everybody knows, it's not a very densely populated area. And so getting people to move out there, finding people out there with the right skill set has been extremely difficult. And when we do get good people, keeping them is the next challenge. But I would say that growing a business in a market like this, that in the water energy space, is kind of bullish. Hiring is just, front and center to what I do every day as a CEO, as much as anything.
So what advice do you have for someone who is just starting their career in oil and gas?
I have a young sister who has moved here yesterday to start her career in oil and gas, and so I've been giving that advice recently. And one of the things that I have to tell the younger folks of this generation, I'm kind of halfway between the start of the millennials and the prior generation, and I think I tell them not to expect too much at the onset. You have a lot of wants coming into the workplace, whether it be salary or vacation or job title. And what my advice has been is to focus on what you can learn from your job more than what they're going to give you. It's what you can actually learn. And so I've been giving her that advice. And as you get your feet under you, my next piece of advice to her would be, don't be afraid to speak up, share your ideas. If you're in a room full of experienced people, you have a different point of view. It's always good to speak up, and there's no such thing as a bad idea. At the end of the day, it's heard, and people are going to like the fact that you're contributing. And that's really how I've kind of made my way up through the ranks, is just being very outspoken about how I feel about things and trying to do the right thing when it comes to business.
We've obviously put in a lot of hard work. How do you balance your home life and work life?
So I have 2 kids, 5 and 6, and a wife. I'm actually coaching flag football at the moment. Most people would tell you it's a lack of sleep that helps balance it. I don't think that's healthy for everybody. It's not a choice for everybody, but honestly, just time management. Plan your days, plan your weeks, plan your months, plan your quarters. Use the calendar and just make commitments, meet those commitments. And I think the hardest part for me has been being able to shift gears from one thing to the next. And in 1 minute you're working with the kids as a flag football coach, and the next minute you're on a conference call getting ready for a board meeting, and just having to train your mind to be able to shift gears and compartmentalize all the things we do, both family and work, even within work, right? So what I do, honestly, it's been repetition and planning. So I have a great admin that helps keep me on track, keeps me sane, a great wife that keeps me on track on the other end of the spectrum. And so I think surrounding yourself with great people is probably part of that, and then training yourself to be able to change gears quickly is key to success.
I agree. Well, congratulations on this honor, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And to learn more about Justin and the other honorees, please go to heartenergy.com.